Namaste, ma'am. How are you doing?
Yeah. Namaskar, Aditya. I'm all well. Thank you so much for inviting for this.
Always. I've spoken to you before. I always love meeting you and talking to you. It's very inspiring to talk to you, to be very honest. I'm sure.
Should I say
everybody-
likewise? Ever since I've met you, Aditya,
Yeah.
we get to talk to so many people, but I feel that there's something different when I speak with you.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks.
So for me, I'm sure a lot of people know you because of your YouTube channel and all the things that you've done before COVID, during COVID and after, supporting people. But just for our audience, you can introduce yourself, what you do, how you got into education and what you do now.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So I'm a teacher by heart, which always will be. And I started the journey like that. And then in between, I was working as a K-12 two CBSE school principals. So one, we rose it right from 0 to 2,300 children in 3 years. So the
Wow.
strategies worked.
Wow,
And then
yeah.
after a while, I came back to the same group as a director principal.
Right.
So that was very inspiring for me that,
Right.
people do call back when you've done good work.
Correct.
And I'm still on the advisory of the school. That's really kind of them.
Right.
I got to work as vice president academics with a multinational education company.
Correct.
And then as a CXO with a pedagogy company. So I generally say that I've tried to sit on all sides of the table and understand education right from a child's mind to a teacher's mind to a parent's mind.
Right.
And now I'm writing books. So I've written books for financial literacy grades 1 to 8 with
Wonderful.
the name My Peso book series.
Right.
And another series that is for social emotional learning, leadership and life skills that we call it Skill Me. So that is
Wonderful.
from nursery to 8th.
I've had the chance to look at some of that. I think it's very
Yes.
exciting. We'll put
Thank
that in
you.
the description section so people can check it out later.
Thank you.
But I also remember when I first spoke to you and understood your story, I don't think you got into education right after your college.
No, I never wanted to be here.
Yeah. Can you tell a little bit about that story? What happened? How you got into education from, let's say, from you finishing college to this, right? Take care of your kids. You can talk a little bit about that. journey.
Yes, 100% yes. So, I never wanted to be a teacher, though my mom was a teacher, she was working.
Yeah.
And all what I saw was, as a teacher, there's a lot of slogging which is happening.
Correct.
There's a lot of hard work. So, but got married to an army officer, and that was one of the easiest thing in case you plan to work.
Right.
So, the schools are all across and you can start contributing.
Correct.
So I thought maybe I can go for an hour or two and that's it. And I'll not do. And I did not even do my B.Ed, to be very honest. I said,
Right.
"No, if I do it, then I'll have to come back to this
Right.
field." But then later on, I realized once I started going, I'll be very honest. So I'll talk about my elder son first. So
Please.
when he started going to school, so in the school, everybody was teaching him A, B, C, D. And at home, because I was studying in an Irish school in my school days. So it was like A, B, K, D. And I was actually confusing this child.
Right.
I spoiled him. I
Right.
spoiled his childhood. The teacher teaching something else, whom does he listen to?
Correct.
And that was one point which made me realize that in case we want to establish certain changes, we need to understand what is in the minds of parents.
Correct.
Because they have their own aspirations, and as parents, we really want to upbring our child in our own way.
Correct.
So I started reading a lot of books on parenting.
Right.
I started researching. I appeared for a couple of certificates and tests, because I'm a reading and a research-based person.
Right.
And my both sons have a difference of around 5.5 years of age.
Right.
So by the time the second one came, I think I was a little bit more into parenting and teaching together.
Right.
And then I thought this is one best place where I have to contribute throughout my life.
Right.
And then I did my professional certifications and courses and I went to it.
No, it's actually very interesting because even for me, within a year of being in this space, I knew I was going to spend the rest of my life here. I think education has that magic. It does to you.
It does. It does.
So-
It does. It makes all. I remember something my father telling me way back, of course. He said that, you learn one subject, you'll never die hungry.
Right.
So that was like his way of inspiring.
Right.
That this is one place which is for everyone and right people have to come over here.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what you do right now. You are writing your own books
Yeah.
about financial literacy. I've heard that it's now approved by CBSE as
The CBSE has taken, there's a program going on Financial Literacy Festival. So
Right.
grades 1 to 5, practically we don't have a table of contents.
Correct.
So after my nearly 3 years of research work,
Right.
2.5, 3 years of research work, so we've been able to create a very, very interesting table of contents.
Right.
So, and I'm glad that in the festival it is being used.
Right.
And more than 300 to 400 schools are participating into it.
Right.
And I'm glad that I could even conduct a session that was how to make Panchtantra stories for financial literacy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that
Oh, wow.
is how we could do it.
That's wonderful.
So, yeah. So I'm glad that it's being used,
Right.
and I'm there
I
to
think for
help.
the longest time, you were also a teacher trainer.
Yes,
And you
I'm
train
still-
teachers. You are currently also a teacher trainer. How did you get into teacher training? Have you always been good at training people?
Okay.
Or how did it happen?
In fact, today morning only I recorded a small video
Right.
that is like, can teacher be a trainer? Can trainer be a teacher? Or what's the difference and a gap into it? So
Right.
I'll share with you
Please.
and all the audience over here. So, there's a challenge for both.
Correct.
So a teacher has a major challenge that, she has to engage the same audience day in, day out. I mean, for all 361 academic year,
Correct.
we say.
Correct.
So, she or he has to really work hard to see that whatever the objectives are met. And I use the word, they still get engaged apart from learning.
Correct.
And there's a challenge for a trainer. Every time there's a new audience, you have to go establish yourself, build rapport, and see that the objectives and the learning outcomes are met.
Right.
So both of them have different challenges.
Right.
Who's a better person will be a difficult question.
Correct.
Because a trainer can be a teacher, of course, and a teacher can be a trainer. But we also have to remember that every person who can speak not necessarily can be.
Absolutely.
Both of them.
Responsibility is too large.
Too large.
At both sectors.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things which are into it. How I got into becoming a teacher trainer, at a point of time, I felt that the subjects also have, this very simple example, my own teacher. Why I took sciences was my teacher made that world so amazing for me.
Right.
Why I hate a particular subject is because probably the teacher did not deal with it. So there is, we call in Hindi, hunar, skill. So that subject expertise is one thing, but
Right.
how you deliver is another thing.
Absolutely.
I felt that can we start bringing this change to this most important pivotal stakeholder, that is a teacher.
Right.
That is how I started getting into training. And of course, there were a lot of mentors, there were a lot of people to guide, which are still with me. So
The audience might not know, but before we started the podcast, some people recognized you who are teachers and wanted to take a picture with you. So it's
Yes.
been quite a nice journey for you coming over this time. What do you love the most about education?
okay. So now education is one place which is first of all for everyone. It accommodates everyone. You can start any day
Correct.
and you don't have to finish it. It's a journey.
Right.
You can continue it till you are there on the earth. And maybe we can leave lasting impressions on people even after we leave. So, the children, they should not take, and it's a responsibility. The children should not feel study as just a syllabus which has to be completed and to get rid of it. They should start enjoying. It's a world which gets opened.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm trying to, in my own little way, I'm trying to make that difference. And I really want anybody who wants, I'm a problem solver. I've started saying, making complex things simple. Anybody has a problem, you can ask me. If I have a solution, I'll give. If I'll not have a solution, I'll connect you to the right people.
Wonderful.
Simple as that.
Wonderful.
That's it, yeah.
When we were talking about this earlier, right? We were talking about how there should be more people in education. I also, whenever I meet people, I try to push them to come into education. Because here's the thing, I worked in corporates for a long time. I've done the 10, 12-hour shifts. No matter how much money you make, you don't feel like you're moving the needle as much. But education is one space where even if I go teach ChatGPT to one teacher,
Yeah,
it has a compounding effect.
100%.
Right,
I
so-
use like that word compounding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
When I spoke to Mr. Piyush, he also used the word compounding in financial, right? It really has a compounding effect. So for me, even when I talk to people, right, I try to push them to come into education as much as possible, right? Any message you have for people who are doing other things as to why they should come into education beyond what you already said, what difference can they really bring, right?
I would in the beginning of the session podcast today, I said that, whenever I talk to you, I learn something different. So today again, you've just made an impact on me and I'm going to take it back. So you said that if you teach a teacher, and it's a compounding effect, and that's a learning for me. I take this sentence today as a guru mantra.
I'm so happy, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's something like I remember people saying that if you teach a lady or a woman or a girl, you've taught actually a generation.
Correct.
So, teaching new things to teachers is so much important.
Absolutely.
We should not just use this very, very important stakeholder. Again, I'll use a thing to just complete one academic year or maybe, this is one machine, part of that machine.
Absolutely.
Who actually changes, influences, creates the life of the learner.
Absolutely. Even when I was in school, I still remember my computer science teacher. If I wasn't in that school, if my dad didn't get the transfer, I didn't go into that school, I didn't get that computer science, I don't think I'd be running a technology company right now.
Yes.
So it's one of those things, almost like bonsai, where you just spend 20 years doing something and what you have in the end is beautiful, right? I think teachers are the true heroes.
Teachers are definitely the true heroes.
Yeah.
See, I mean, for me, we start, of course, from parents.
Right.
Guru Brahma. So, Guru, I mean, everything is like that. But, parents. So, my parents, both mom and dad, and of course, my grandmother, she was they created big influence on me for padhai.
Right.
I remember my grandmother when she introduced me to Ramayana.
Right.
And that was the way she said that. And you know how she told? She started with a very beautiful story. So, so the storytelling for me did not happen just like any story.
Right.
So I said, from where did you? We used to call her Ammaji. Ammaji, from where did you get this story? She said this, and it was like in such a subtle way. She brought me inside that book, and I read a few pages.
Right.
So she said, make a choice. If you've started, you need to complete a book.
Right.
Will you be able to? Otherwise, you can leave it right now.
Right.
Now, that was a challenge.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And she said, no, time is no constraint. You just read 2 pages every day, but you have to complete the book if you've started. That lesson till date, I remember. So if I start a book, I better read it cover to cover.
And you told this to me today. I'll probably tell that to somebody else and our message keeps passing on.
So that is my Ammaji who said that. And, teachers, when they are telling, hey, you're not studying. Are you not worried about your future? They're actually awakening that,
Absolutely.
So, and Indian teachers, I specifically mentioned Indian teachers, they are like extended moms, extended parents, extended dads. They will speak the same language. They really love. I'm sure the world is also like that, but I've seen more of them, so I talk more about them.
I think there's a special place in heaven for teachers.
Yes.
And, and I want to just commit my life. I'm sure you're doing the same thing to making them better, to be there for them. We exist to make them better.
I personally feel that before I leave the earth, I want to reach to the last teacher and see that last teacher actually blossoming herself, himself, and helping many other blossom.
Yeah.
I really want to do that.
And I want to end with one line where I heard this before, where someone said, and that's become a part of my mission and my ethos, I want to be a billionaire, but not in terms of money, but in the number of lives we impact. Where else but in education? How else but through teachers and the compounding effect we get through that? Yeah? So
I had only thought of being a millionaire this way.
Yeah.
You talk about billionaire.
With YouTube, you can be a billionaire. Thing, right? You need to get to hundreds of thousands of teachers.
Yes.
Right. I really admire what you do. I'm a fan of the channel. I found you organically on YouTube first and then met you later on.
Yes.
So I really appreciate you taking the time today. It was wonderful speaking
Aditya,
with you.
continue doing the work which you are doing. Whenever I've spoken with you, I think it's 3rd, 4th time we are speaking. You've always given a hope that, the change is possible.
Right.
So when it comes from a younger generation like you, it is actually a great message for people like me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Please do continue, because if I didn't watch your videos, I probably would not have added more components to my thing. I think it's stalwarts who are doing what they do, and it's a young talent coming in together. And hopefully in my lifetime, I want to see India, if possible, not just being an underdeveloped or a developing nation. Maybe we can get over that.
Yes.
And education is the only tool,
and
I believe, through which we can get
100%. I believe so much. I always say, would you allow me to say that the tagline which I use, that everybody has a right to say, I beg wonder.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.